Before we get to the movie, I want to briefly talk about another movie that I saw recently. It's called Code 46. Have you ever heard of this?
No. I avoid movies with numbers.
It's yet another movie from the hardest working man in British show business, Michael Winterbottom.
Okay.
It takes place in the future, or it takes place in a parallel present. I can't tell. All of the cars in the movie are 2003 era cars.
So he's pulling like an Alphaville type thing.
Yeah, something like that. He does something that is really great, and it's a terrible idea. Tim Robbins and Samantha Morton are in a karaoke bar, and they're discussing the plot. As they're talking, we start to hear the opening strains of The Clash's Should I Stay or Should I Go? And then it cuts to the stage, and Mick Jones is singing the song.
In the future!
I have never seen anything like this. I thought it was so cool, and it knocked me right out of the movie for about 15 minutes. I was just thinking about how cool this was, and then I started to think, is this going to be the scene? Like, is Tom York going to come out next and sing Paranoid Android? And I started imagining the possibilities, and I just completely stopped caring about the movie. I've got a bunch of movies that I've never seen before. You don't know what they are. Every episode, I'm going to spring one on you. It might be good, it might be bad. We'll watch it and talk about it. Welcome to the basement. Tonight, Craig, we complete The Unbroken Line. For those of you who don't know what this is, it's an unofficial goal on this show to watch a movie from every year throughout the entire history of cinema. Starting in 1927, the dawn of the talkies, and ending now-ish, which currently is 2016. That's the latest movie we've seen. The only year we're missing, 1952. I got it right here.
Ooh!
And not only do we complete The Unbroken Line, we also introduce two Hollywood legends who have never been on our show before. So I would like you to sit back and relax and enjoy what is undoubtedly Duran Duran's favorite Western, Rancho Notorious.
It could have also been Rio Bravo.
Oh, yeah. Released in 1952, Rancho Notorious stars Marlena Dietrich, Arthur Kennedy, Mel Ferrer, William Frawley, and Jack Elam. It also features Russell Johnson, best known as the Professor on Gilligan's Island, in a cameo role. This was directed by Fritz Lang. The lead villain in this film was played by Lloyd Goch, but you wouldn't know that by watching the credits. His name was removed from them after he was blacklisted by refusing to testify before the House Un-American Activities Committee. He would not work again as an actor until 1964.
He was playing the villain. Couldn't they say Lloyd Goch? Suspected commie. And then it would be like, oh, I hate that guy already.
This was the only movie from last year that was benched because of COVID. It's a very hard DVD to track down, and because of slow delivery things, I was unable to get it.
I'm very pleased. I have high hopes for this movie, and I hope that Russell Johnson makes a gun out of two coconuts.
After a hard day's work on the ranch, one of a cowboy's favorite pastimes is pitching horseshoes.
Yes.
I've decided that your gift should be a modern update of that classic game.
Oh, something I don't need to kill a horse for. That's a glow-in-the-dark ring toss.
That is now undoubtedly broken.
This is the perfect gift. This is it.
Well, come out of that bunkhouse, you old cowpoke, and mosey on over to the old leather couch, where we're going to be checking out the rootin' tootin' western known as Rancho Notorious.
Missed. All right, I'm listening.
Listen to the song of the gambler's wheel. Spinning a tale of the old frontier and a man of steel.
Man of Steel, George Reeves! Man of Steel!
This tough as nails Western Rancho Notorious starts with some kissing.
Did you like that? Was it smashy enough for you? At the assayer's office in a little town in Wyoming, Vern Haskell is with Beth Forbes, his sweetheart. They're going to get married.
I was out in the back and the folks yelled, "Coming, Tommy?" And I couldn't make it right, Len. And they left.
I did that monologue once for a summer stock audition. Did not get cast.
See you tonight.
I'll be by later to moosh you in the lips this evening.
You stay here at the assayer's office where all the money in town is kept.
And two bad men show up at the office. They're going to rob the place.
Hey, mister, can I hold your horse?
takes all the gold from the safe. And he kills Beth. Vern comes back and finds that his love has died. But the guy didn't just kill her.
She wasn't spared anything.
Vern is out looking for this guy.
Sioux country below here.
Sioux country, lots of litigation.
Don't call it Susan country. She doesn't like it.
The bandits are on their way to Chuckaluck Ranch.
Like I said before, I want my share now.
The blonde guy protests. Well, Vern catches up with Blondie. Tell me, where did that son of a bitch go? Chuckaluck.
Chuckaluck.
Chuckaluck, 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 Chuckaluck!
So what the huck is a Chuckaluck? Nobody knows what Chuckaluck is.
Vern goes on a long journey. He is narrated by this helpful singing man.
Hate, murder, and revenge.
And vandalism.
Did you ever hear of a place in these parts called Chuckaluck?
And this other guy doesn't want Vern asking any questions.
And there's a big old brawl.
Please, fellas, this is a modern barbershop. We don't do bloodletting anymore. And Vern kills the guy. Turns out that he was an outlaw, so instead of going to jail, Vern is going to get a reward.
I got some vengeance to avenge.
The $300 is
Sheriff,
yours.
did you ever hear of something called Chuckaluck?
Punch! Don't punch it, Chuckaluck!
Bam, bam, bam. That guy in the barber shop, he said something about an Alter Keen.
And there's a funny guy there who remembers a funny thing. Oh yes, Alter Keen is quite a special lady. Ladies, can't we just fornicate? I mean, let's just cut to the chase. This is fun and all, but it's a bit much.
I gave you $2 silver for this?
There's various flashbacks told by various people who have had run-ins with Alter Keen.
How could she leave her?
There was this one bar.
Alder, you don't smile enough.
Ooh.
It's the 1800s.
Yes. It was a different time back then.
Yeah. She got fired.
Here's your $20.
Thanks.
Is everybody down?
Down to clown?
Is everybody down?
Can everybody dig it?
Spin the wheel.
Wheel is spinning.
Oh, there he is. The professor.
Frenchie Fairmont shows up. He's a handsome gunfighter, and he decides to walk Alter home.
You're not going to take advantage of me, so you're my boyfriend and business partner now.
So Vern now knows about Frenchie Fairmont. He catches up with Frenchie in a jailhouse.
There's crooked politicians in the very next cell, safely locked away.
And if their side wins, they get freed. And if the Law and Order side wins, they probably will all die. The sheriff is not on the Law and Order side, and so he smuggles in whiskey for all the guys in the jail.
It's a bottle of whiskey that has the key to the jail cell in it, but they give it to the wrong guy. They give it to Vern.
That's it. That's there it is.
Hey, they're all getting drunk over at the Dipper. What are you doing here?
Not getting drunk at the Dipper.
Hey, they're talking Lynch over there.
David Lynch, talking about how he's not just a visual surrealist, but he's a master of sound.
Vern and Frenchie escape.
What brought you out west?
A bullet.
I hopped on top of it just like Baron Munchausen, and here I am. You seem like a smart guy, and you can handle a gun. You want to go to this place I like to go to called Chuckaluck? Yes, I do.
Hey, it's good to see you, Frenchie.
I'm not a Frenchie. I'm a Belgie. They meet the boss of Chuckaluck. It's Alter Keen herself. The reason why no one can find Chuckaluck is because it's sort of a haven for bad guys. If you're an outlaw, if you've got a price on your head, you can go there and hide out. But you got to work while you're there, and if you steal any money, you've got to give Alter a cut.
Yo quiero mi casa de opera!
Alter introduces him to the rest of the gang. There's Red, Preacher, who is a preacher who kills people, and then he prays for them.
Harbor, who's not a barber or a harbor.
Comanche Paul, Kinch,
Wilson,
a man who has a close resemblance to a certain Superman of old-time television, and he's got these scars on his face. Before his wife died, she scarred the face of her attacker. Wilson is Vern's #1 suspect.
No, my balls, my balls, my balls, my balls, balls, balls!
Chuckaluck, 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 hey-oh, Chuckaluck.
I bet you're wondering, does Alter Keen sing?
Now, how about that song you promised me, Alder?
That's right, Alder. Give us a tune.
Something real deep and Shantoozy.
The answer is technically.
Get away, get away.
No, seriously, you need to get away. Vern gets distracted, however, because he sees his dead wife's brooch on Alter's dress. Someone here must have given it to her.
There's a posse coming. They're looking for someone.
Everybody's got to go hide in the mountains. The posse arrives.
We'd like to breathe our horses here and loan some of yours.
Always glad to oblige the law.
As they're getting fresh horses, fresh horse shit.
We'll help pull them
And
out.
while you're waiting, would you like to come in and have a drink?
Sure, I'll take an apple teeny. How many horses do you have? She tells him the wrong number, and he's suspicious. But Vern shows up and makes up a quick lie, covering her.
The posse leaves.
The rules of Chuck-a-Luck are meant to be kept. And if you don't intend to keep them,
You can chuck-a-luck off. And they kiss. Chuck-a-luck, 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 chuck-a-luck. The next day, there's a shooting contest.
I saw Bat Madison call a good aim once. He shot the little toe off a fella with his boot on.
I saw Bat Masterson go into a man's apartment and scare him.
I came back empty-handed the last. I need some income.
I gotta make bank and stack that paper. The fellas are gonna ride into Clay Springs and rob the bank. No one wants Vern to come along because they don't trust him. But Frenchie suspects that he's fooling around with Alter, which he is. So now Frenchie says he's got to come along on the job because I'm not going to leave him here alone with Alter. Those bank robbers are wearing masks. Don't they know that that doesn't stop anyone from learning your identity? It's a hoax.
Kinch finally realizes that he's seen Vern somewhere. So we gotta put a bullet in Vern's head. Tries to do exactly that, but he misses.
The bank job goes south. Preacher eats it, but they get away with a bunch of money. He goes back and sees Alter and says, hey, I want you to wear that pretty dress you're wearing, and I want you to wear that nice brooch you're wearing, because I like looking at it.
You're weird, but I'm going for that.
Dar.
Somebody's tie-tie.
What about that?
oh, that.
That's my breast. Kinch gave me this.
Haha!
Kinch is the guy who killed his wife. Now he finally knows. And he tells Frenchie, no, he tells Alter everything.
There's payment for this. I'm buying it back from you.
You could have just told me that earlier. Instead of trying to seduce me in this weird way to get me to wear a dress, I do... This American man, I don't know. This is why I go for the Frenchy man. Wait, he's not actually French? What? But then why do they call him Frenchy? But does he have a last... Is Fairmont a have French last name? It's not? Oh.
He tracks down Kinch in a bar. I'm gonna kill you, but I'm gonna mess with you first.
Kinch is in a pinch. All right.
The law shows up. The bartender says that guy said he killed that guy's wife, and the lawman arrests him. But on the way to jail...
Now turn that man loose, Sheriff.
This man is my prisoner.
Yeah?
Well, he's my friend. They go back to Chuck-a-Luck. We're making the rules now, and we're going to kill the two of you, and then we're going to do whatever we want. I'm going to take a couple of you with me. No, you won't.
There's a rifle on that windowsill, and it's dead aimed at your back, and Wilson's behind it.
But Vern shows up. There's nobody on that trigger of the rifle because I took Wilson and tied him up. And I'm here to kill Kinch. Wilson gets out. There's a big gunfight. Kinch is killed.
Watch out the window!
Man, to steal my ass.
Stop shooting!
I don't like being shot. Please stop.
And the rest of the gang is run out of Chuck-a-Luck. They don't realize that.
Alter got it in the halter there.
Falling in death again, what am I to do?
She stepped in front of that bullet to save you.
Because she loves him. She dies. Vern and Frenchie hit the open trail, and they're off to their next adventure.
And so ends the tale
Of what?
hate.
Revenge. So long, Rancho Notorious.
They needed that title because they couldn't name this movie Rancho Chuck-a-Luck.
There's an interesting story about that.
There is.
Fritz Lang wanted to call the movie Chuck-a-Luck, but RKO studio head Howard Hughes insisted that it be changed to Rancho Notorious because non-Americans have no idea what Chuck-a-Luck means. To which Fritz Lang responded, "It's a good thing they all know what Rancho Notorious means." Rancho Notorious is a better title.
It is.
Pretty edgy for 52. I guess that's Fritz Lang's work.
Well, yeah.
They shot at a kid. The depiction of the rape that happens at the beginning, the way they talk around it, it's still very shocking. The things that they say and the things they don't say and the things they show and the things they don't show. I liked the acting work of Arthur Kennedy. I thought he was excellent.
Yeah.
I really liked the detective work that he did throughout the movie. The way that he tried to get into people's good graces and find out things about them. Those are the good things. Like the last movie we watched, I Know What You Did Last Summer, I found it generally lacking.
I like this movie quite a bit, I'd have to say, because of its darkness, its edginess. But I do think that once it got really talky, once he was trying to break into Alter's headspace, it gets kind of boring.
Very flowery dialogue, a little too poetic.
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie, but it just really didn't excite me.
It was very interesting how it showed gradations of bad guys. Like Frenchie, he talks about how he's killed a lot of people, but he has justified it all. Kinch, when everything falls apart for him, I'm not going to fight you. You've caught me. You either have to kill me or let me go. He's a coward in the end.
But throughout the movie, he's basically kind of a nice guy. Wilson's a real creep, but it was Kinch that did the horrible deed.
Jack Elam's a real charmer in this movie. I like that guy. I've only seen him when he was older.
Cannonball Run.
I'm thinking the sitcom Easy Street with Lonnie Anderson. He's in the opening sequence of Once Upon a Time in the West.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
With the church bells and
the fly.
Around
his face.
What do you think of Marlene Dietrich?
I think better for now than I did 2 hours ago. I can actually tell that she has emotions and that she's doing a variety of things.
It seems that when she's in it, she's in it.
Yeah.
And when she's not in it, she's not in it. And she doesn't seem to care if she's in it or not in it.
Yeah.
It's just like, whatever today brings. Because sometimes in this movie, she's really engaging and really charismatic. And other times, it's just like a blank.
I am making my angry voice right now. I am making my seductive voice right now. As opposed to actually having the emotions back it up.
She's a fixture. She's like Mae West. So she made this legend for herself early and just sort of carried it through the decades.
So much of Lang's original style seemed to fade away once he came to the United States because, he lost the expressionistic part of things because everyone was doing expressionism in Germany because they didn't know how to make films. They were so isolated after the war. But a lot of the themes work through this movie, like just the violence, the sense of revenge driving a man. There's a scene where Marlene Dietrich is literally wiping filth off of her shoes. Most people would be like, oh, mud, but some people would be like, that's shit, she's wiping off her shoes.
Yeah, and most movies wouldn't show her walking in the mud in the first place.
That seems very much the man who made M and Dr. Mabuse. The rifle stuck in the window. Oh, we're supposed to fall for that, like there's somebody outside. But there was a nice triple reveal. There's a gun at the window. Oh, that has to be fake. Oh, there's actually no one holding the gun. Oh, that's because Wilson's been tied up. And there's our hero. So it was like a boom, boom, boom. That was a very nice multiple reveal there.
And it turns out you can just tie up Superman with rope and he can't do anything. It must have been kryptonite rope.
Crypto rope.
Well, Rancho Notorious has closed its gates, and now it's time for us to gallop on over to Seen It.
Seen It!
Danny Bell writes, did you guys see Pain and Glory? Absolutely adored it. Seen It.
Not seen it.
An Oscar nomination for Antonio Banderas. Very well deserved. I know you're not a fan of Almodovar.
There are a couple of his movies that I love to death. There's a couple of movies of his that I hate, but that's an artist for you.
Banderas' acting is so precise, particularly his physical work, because he's playing a character who's just from head to toe in pain constantly. He's got back problems, he's got knee problems, he has migraines, he has everything. Every time he moves, you can see what's getting him, depending on what motion he's making. And it's so precise. I've never seen physical work like that before.
Hunter Shelburne writes, I wonder who saw Extraordinary. I did. Seen it.
I did as well.
It's a movie that came out last year. Clever little movie.
Very
it's Irish.
Very quirky. Yeah, Irish. Yeah.
Yes. It's a movie about an Irish psychic, and she does not want to be a psychic anymore.
I thought the third act was a mess, just because they had so many things going on. They were introducing new characters. They had all these things they had this twist that had to be realized. Mm-hmm. Not as good as the previous movie.
So much of this movie follows how comic beats are supposed to happen and how paranormal story beats are supposed to happen. And so you just kind of sit and watch them happen. And I know one of your least favorite things to see in movies is someone throwing up.
Hate it.
And you get a lot of it, and it's actually plot point.
Fran Newhouse writes, "Hey, it's me, Fran Newhouse, and I watched the movie The United States versus Billie Holiday, and I saw it because I like Billie Holiday, and I'm wondering if you've seen it."
I haven't seen it.
I've seen it. What's the old saying of a good movie has three...
It has 3 great scenes and no bad scenes.
Okay. The United States versus Billie Holiday has 3 great scenes, and the rest of them are bad. Andra Day's performance as the title character is really extraordinary. And I actually would have given her the Oscar over Frances McDormand.
Really?
Because she digs deep into that character. And I wish that there was a better movie surrounding that performance.
That's always sad.
Lee Daniels is such a powerful figure in black cinema and a powerful figure in Hollywood in general. I wish he made better movies. He's sort of the Tyler Perry of drama. I know that's a harsh statement, but there's a grain of truth there.
Yeah. Tim Lemire. Lori and I finally saw The Lady from Shanghai, which we very much enjoyed, notwithstanding Orson Welles' Irish accent, which he got out of a box of Lucky Charms. That's an insult to Lucky Charms. Orson Welles' Irish accent is so... You can just see it dangling in front of his lips there.
It's a bit of the gay, definitely.
Yeah, so it nearly drags on that entire movie.
It's not a great movie, but it's a really interesting movie.
It has great shots in it, and it has that like forward momentum that Orson Welles movies always have, particularly the final chase scene through Chinatown.
Right.
It has the aquarium sequence, it has the Hall of Mirrors sequence, but it doesn't have the movie sequence.
There's a little place you can go that has its own notoriety of sorts. It's the good kind, and it's our website, welcometothebasementshow.com. You can see all of our episodes there, and there are also PayPal donation buttons that you can click on and make a one-time or rolling monthly donation to support this show if you so choose.
Yeah, someone's done it.
There was a nice donation from Dimes, who says, "Matt, Craig, and Tona, great show as always. Sorry it isn't more, but I hope it helps. If you do watch Strictly Ballroom, one of my favorites on the show, it would make a great Valentine's Day episode. Keep up the good work."
That would make a great Valentine's Day episode.
And if you want more Craig and Matt chat in just 7 short days, you can watch Unboxing, which comes out this coming Friday. We open the mail, we talk about the minutia of life, and it's great.
It is. It is.
Thank you for visiting Rancho Notorious with us, and now you can watch this.
Ace McGuire, wanted by the state of Texas for robbery of a stagecoach,
Is reported to have said, "Show me the money," when he robbed the stagecoach. Ace McGuire. His head is human, and it weighs 8 pounds.
Hey, they're all getting drunk over at the Dipper.